There's a couple signs that you'll be able to see when your forest is got too much shade in it. I want to show you this here. I've got a lot of these like really whippy, scraggly looking trees. Now, if you notice behind me, tons and tons of canopy all around. And in the direction where the sun is, lots and lots of canopy. All of these little shrubs and brush, they're very small, shade tolerant kind of trees. But if you take a deep look at this here, you'll notice that even the buds, they're very small. If the buds on the trees that you have in your understory are not fat and supple and nutritious, there's not much food value for the deer. This is an example of what your buds should look like down at a ground level, or at least close to a ground level. This is a tree that popped over a red maple. Look at that. That's fat. And even that could still be bigger compared to some trees. It actually tastes pretty good. Just a touch bitter, but I could see why deer would eat that. They'd love that. Sunlight. And I want to show you what I'm doing here. So first of all, I've got a ton of balsam just like this, and it shades out a ton of the area. So I'm going through and I'm cutting out right on the north side of my food plot here so that the sun can get direct contact into here. And I'm clearing out a bunch of the trees, and then I'm going to come through and I'm going to hinge cut some of these trees that are remaining. I've got a lot of these maples, as you can see right there. I've got maples right here, all over the place. I've already hinge cut this tree right here, and the deer browsed it to pieces. There ain't hardly a bud left on it now. So another thing that's interesting when you look at this is I cut down an ash tree, and I sat and I counted the growth rings on this thing. 110 years old. 110 years old. And look at how wide that is. That's as big as a 110-year-old tree can get? You kidding me? Now take a look at this, a couple feet away. This tree right here, that's a balsam tree. I counted the rings on that, 45 years old. A 45-year-old tree should be huge. That's tiny. I mean, like, I could put my hand around that 45-year-old tree. There is zero food value for deer when they walk through this. Nothing. And what is there is this little whippy junky stuff that's got no buds and no real nutritional value there. No cover, no bedding cover. I mean, you've got some cover here for like bedding, you know, they could tuck up underneath it, but there's no sunlight that's getting into them. So that's why I'm coming through here and I'm opening things up, getting some sunlight in here so that these deer have this really nice, high quality area where there's gonna be food, cover. They're still gonna have the conifers in some strips through here. And it's just gonna make for a super great situation for these deer to feel comfortable, to be fed, and not have to just pound my food plot all the time because there's so much food that's gonna be back in here. I think I'm gonna hold some more deer, guys.